Hello, I know it's been a long time since I last did a video. I do apologise for that. So busy in my life at the moment. I just don't have a spare moment to myself, let alone for doing videos, etc. But I've got a few minutes now at the moment, so I thought I would come do this video for you. It's a bit different. It's just copying from what my friend Brian did, well, 100 videos away for him. It's the British tag. First of all, a bit controversial, I don't actually count myself as British. I'm English through and through. I know in the world of PC, etc., you know, we're all supposed to be together in one United Kingdom, but to me, British is such a big thing that I don't identify with other parts of Britain. It really grates on me when foreigners from, you know, outside of the United Kingdom of Britain say, oh, I love the British accent. What is the British accent? You know, I'm British, I'm English, but I'm British. My accent is completely different to people in Scotland who are also British, people in Wales who are also British. I don't get that. I don't get the British accent thing. I'm English. People say, oh, I love the English accent, then yeah. But even then, within that, you know, I'm from the East Midlands, I'm from Derby, which is, you know, in England. I talk completely different to people in London, which is where most people from the rest of the world identify as Britain. And Manchester and Newcastle, you know, people in Newcastle, they are English. I can't understand a word they say. So, you know, it's a really strange thing, and I know it's the same in other parts of the world. For us, looking at Americans, you know, people from the United States, those states are huge, and you know, people from the south sound completely different to people from the north, etc. So I know it's not just a British thing, but I just wanted to get that off my chest first, that, you know, Britain is so huge for us. To us, it's huge and includes, you know, 3 different countries, 4 different countries, and it's not, you know, there isn't an accent at all. But hey, I've got over that now. I've talked about it. So I want to get straight on. So there's a few questions within this tag, and as always, I've got to look back at my computer. So the first one is, how many cups of tea do you drink a day and how many sugars? Well, I don't drink tea. I don't like tea. Tea, proper what you would call English tea, I think it's disgusting. Ugh. I tried it once when I was younger and pretended I liked it and was drinking it to please my auntie. But ugh, it's horrible stuff. However, since going on my weight loss journey, I have started drinking fruit teas. I really like some of those. I've got raspberry and cranberry. That's really nice, really fruity. There was a licorice one that was horrible. Didn't like that. That tasted like I like lemon and ginger tea. I do like to have a nice cup of lemon and ginger tea in the morning when I first get up. It sort of sets me up from the day. It's really good to have lemon first thing in the morning because it starts your metabolism going, so helps protect my weight loss. I've got tons of other teas. I've tried some other flavoured ones. There was a salted caramel one, which, yeah, I mean, flavoured things, they're usually quite subtle anyway. So that was nice. I wouldn't have it again, but it was a nice change at the time. At work at the moment, I've got a couple of cups of tea, a couple of boxes of tea bags, I'm alternating. One is a lemon and ginger one, and the other one is a green tea with lemon, which is really nice. I do like the lemony taste. Sugars, I don't have sugar. I do have sweeteners though. I use the capsule sweeteners, and I usually have just one of those. Sometimes I don't have any. Sometimes I don't have any sweetener in my tea or coffee at all. But if I am going to have some, I'll have one. It just depends how I feel. You know, sometimes I'm sweet enough. I don't need any more sweetening. So that's that first question. What's your favourite part of the roast dinner? For me, it's the potato element. For a lot of people, it's either mash or roast. I like both. A proper roast dinner for me has a little bit of roast potatoes, 2 or 3, and a little bit of mash as well. That's the way my mum always dished it up to me, so that's, you know, that's what I know. So that's what I have. My kids never really liked mashed potato. I don't know why. I think it's probably something to do with the fact that I wasn't very good at it, and it was too lumpy for them. It had to be perfect for them, but for me, I have to have both. If I'm honest, I don't really have a roast dinner very much these days. Again, you know, part of my weight loss journey. I like to be able to use my sins for treats and sweet things, so I like to keep my dinners, my meals, sin free. So I don't really have a roast dinner too much, because for me it's got to be perfect, and there are alternatives, there are things you can do to make it sin free or to make it better, but I don't want that. I want it, you know, if I'm going to have a roast dinner, I want the full on, you know, roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, mashed potatoes, tons and tons of gravy, and, you know, I can't really have that and protect my weight loss, so I don't tend to have roast dinners. If I am going to have one, it's a special occasion, and it'll be out for a meal. So, you know, if I go out for a meal, I do like to go to a carvery, so I'll do that. And if I go to a carvery, I will have everything, you know. I'll have all my choices of meat, I'll have all the vegetables, I'll have the cauliflower cheese, I'll have the Yorkshires, the pigs in blankets, all of that. I'll have it all. So it's just, you know, it's just for a special occasion these days for me, which is a shame, because, you know, a roast dinner is supposed to be, you know, all the English thing, but you know, being thin and healthy is what's important to me at the moment. So you know, that isn't so important. Look, my computer's gone off again. Your favourite dunking biscuit? So again, I don't have biscuits very often. I do like to treat myself to a couple of biscuits now and again to dunk in my coffee, and my favourites are chocolate digestives, good old chocolate digestives. Sometimes it might be, I might have chocolate hobnobs. I do like the chocolate digestive caramels. They're the same sins, so what I have to do is, if I'm treating myself to biscuits, is take the 1 or 2 biscuits I'm having from the kitchen to bring them here. Then I know when I've had them, that's it. If I'd had the packet beside me, they'd all be gone within half an hour. So yes, I do love a good chocolate digestive to dip in my coffee. The only problem is you have to get the timings right. Otherwise, you know, before you know it, it's gone and it's in the bottom of your cup rather than in your mouth. I'm not very good at that. I end up having to get a spoon and fishing it out, which sounds disgusting. I actually do like it, but I can never have chocolate biscuits and be secretive about it. So if there's anybody else in the house that, you know, everybody knows what I'm trying to lose weight. If there's anybody else in the house when I'm trying to have chocolate biscuits, they'll know about it, because I end up just leaving it in that little bit too long and end up with it down my front if it's not in the bottom of the cup. So you know, I'm really crap having biscuits really. I do like to treat myself though quite often. Your favourite British word? This is a difficult one. If you saw Brian's Two-Spirit, his favourite word is quite a good one. I have to say, my favourite word, and to be honest, I think it's not even a British word. I think it's quite localised to the East Midlands or to the north area. Where I live in Derby in the East Midlands, we are the middle of England. We are the centre of England. However, because people in London think anything north of Watford is the north, we are counted as being north. But so this word, I think, because I've met people from London who don't even know what this word means, and it's the word Mardy. I love the word Mardy. It describes me. I am completely Mardy. Unfortunately, it runs in our family. My two sisters can be very Mardy as well. Mardy means moody, really, I suppose. You know, when you have a tantrum about something, another northern thing is have face on. When you've got face on, you know, when you're a bit grumpy, when you're annoyed at something or upset with something. But if somebody's Mardy, it means they're just, you know, just being moody, just having a grumpy moment. And I can get very Mardy. If I don't get my way, if things don't go the way I want, I will get Mardy. I'll get all grumpy and face ache, and you know, I won't be talking to people, or I'll be I've got a problem with sarcasm. I'm very sarcastic, and when I'm Mardy, I'm even more sarcastic as well. Some people don't know how to take that, because my sarcasm is so widespread that everything that comes out of my mouth really is just a sarky comment. Sorry if you don't like that, I can't help doing that. A sarcastic comment. I don't know why I do it. Sometimes I can't help myself. People will ask me a question, and just a simple question, and I'll just come out with something sarcastic. But when I'm being Mardy, everything I say is sarcastic, and it is hard to know whether, sometimes I don't even know whether I mean it or not, to be honest. It'll just come out my mouth before I think, and then I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. No, sorry. So yes, Mardy is my favourite British word. Your favourite Cockney rhyming slang? Now this is a really difficult one, because I had to sit and think about Cockney rhyming slang. I don't tend to use it myself very much, but I think my favourite is syrup of fig, which means wig. It's just, I think it's just funny. So, you know, you say to someone, oh, what's up with your syrup? Or, is he got a syrup on? And that means, is he wearing a wig? Syrup of fig, wig. That's my favourite Cockney rhyming slang. And what would your pub be called? I have to be really boring. And actually, it is boring because it's me. And if you've learned enough about me, you know that basically this is my life. So if I had a pub, it would be called the Ram. But I may just mix it up and call it the Ramette, which is a female ram. I know it's not a female ram, but is a female ram. So yeah, I can't see me owning a pub. I'm too lazy, to be honest. I'm not going to get up at stupid o'clock. I'm not very good with people. To be a landlord, I'm really not very good with people. I work in the customer service industry, but luckily I only speak to members of the public on the phone. I can't be dealing with them face to face, to be honest, so I can't ever see me running my own pub. But if I did, well, I could buy a pub and get someone else to run it for me, so I could just stay at home and reap the profits. But yes, I think probably the ram or the ramette to mix it up a little bit. That would be my pub. Ram by Jemby. That could be it. And the last question, which British song pops into your head? I have to say Delilah. I think Delilah by Tom Jones is one of the best of British songs ever. It's one of those songs that gets into your head, and if you hear it on the radio or if you just hear it randomly, you can't help but singing along with it. Oh, I should have found a clip of it to play. Oh damn, I might do that at the end of the video. Delilah by Tom Jones. Why, Delilah? Yeah, I think it really gets everybody up and singing, and it's got a positive vibe, and everybody loves a bit of Tom Jones. You know, again, he's British, but he's from Wales, so he sounds nothing like me. And sometimes if you're listening to him, it may not even be able to understand a word he says. And I think it's great because he's spent a lot of his life in LA and Las Vegas, but he is still Welsh. He still likes to come home to the valleys. He still sounds completely Welsh. So he, you know, he's still with his roots, although, you know, his work has taken him off and he's probably found it better to go live in the States. But he is Welsh through and through, and that's what I love about Tom Jones. You know, if ever the day did come where it's announced that he, you know, we have lost him, I think it would be a sad day, because he's, you know, he's been around forever and he's reinvented himself so many times, not just with his music. I mean, he's, you know, he's from the 60s really, but he's been there in all decades in the charts with his music, because he's collaborated with modern day stars. He's, you know, tried to bring his music up to date. So, you know, I don't think there's anybody in this world that can say that they don't like a bit of Tom Jones. So there you are. I don't know, I seem to have whizzed through them quite quickly. But you know, if you enjoyed that, if you would like to subscribe to me and see what other stupid things I can say in further videos, if you would like to do the British tag as well, you know, go ahead, pop it in the comments and I'll have a look at yours as well and see if we're anywhere near each other. I think it's great because you know, as I said, Britain is, you know, it's made up of 4 countries. Everybody, we're all completely different, but it's nice to see what people think of as British, and it might all centre around their particular country, you know, rather than sort of widespread. It depends how you feel about, you know, about Britain, about where you live, whether, like me, you feel more contained to the actual part of Britain that you're from, or whether you're just happy to go along with everybody and alongside the Welsh and the Scottish and the Northern Irish as well. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again sometime. Thank you.
See, that girl was no good for me, but I was lost like a slave that no man could free.